It's difficult for me to make climbing videos now because of my finger injury, so I'm gonna start telling stories that happened throughout my 11 years of rock climbing journey. Here's the first one. As you can tell from my accent, I did not grow up in the United States. I came here 9 years ago as a student, and back then I was already really into climbing. So one of the first things I did when I landed in the United States was to look for a rock climbing gym, and I found one at my school. I remember the very first person I talked to at the gym, which is also the very first person I have an English conversation with in the United States. She happened to work the shift at the front desk at the time. She was incredibly friendly and showed me around the gym. She was extremely patient with my broken English, and I didn't sense a single hint of annoyance. It was probably just another usual day for her, but I was extremely impressed. Why? Imagine yourself walking into a new place. None of the people there look like you, and you barely speak their language. I consider myself as a guy who is fairly good at stepping out of my own comfort zone, but I still felt a little bit nervous. However, after my conversation with her, all my nervousness was gone. At that time, I was wondering whether this is more of a climbing community thing or an American thing. Of course, after all these years in America, I know the answer. It's both, but it's definitely more of a climbing community thing. The second story is I knew I had to improve my English speaking ability. So what I did was, if I was not on the wall climbing, I struck up conversations all the time with climbers who were sitting on the mat resting. Back in the days, the process was very long to translate what people said in English into my native language, and then form a response, and then translate that response into English, and then say it out loud. But I would say 95% of the climbers were incredibly friendly and patient, which is absolutely amazing. I made friends with a lot of climbers along the way, and I have to say that the climbing community is one of the main reasons of my rapid improvement in English speaking abilities. The third story is I received help from multiple climbers, so I want to be able to help out climbers as well. What I did quite often was when I saw a climber struggling on a climb that I was able to finish, I often went up to them and showed them my beta with the intention of helping them out. I also spotted people bouldering voluntarily. Believe it or not, it was probably not until my 5th year in America did I realize that this is actually a bad thing to do. And there's even a term called beta spraying that describes this kind of behavior. For my own defense, if someone offers me help without my request, I will actually greatly appreciate it, especially as an immigrant. So I was not doing something that I wouldn't do to myself to people. Anyways, the climbers who got beta sprayed by me were all incredibly nice, and I didn't sense a single hint of annoyance, which is, again, absolutely amazing. The last story is once I was climbing with a group of climbers, and I overheard them organizing an outdoor climbing trip to Santee Boulders. I wasn't very familiar with them at the time, but as I never climbed outdoors before and I really wanted to know what it was like, I asked them if they can take me along with them since I didn't have a car at the time. They agreed and took me along. I remember I got shut down by V-Zeros out there, but I was extremely thrilled to have the opportunity to climb on real rocks. After some time, the Thanksgiving holidays was coming up, and they organized a trip to Joshua Tree, and they invited me. I had no gear, no car, so I basically got to just tag along and have fun without contributing much. I was not even able to participate much in conversations in the car and during Thanksgiving dinner because of my limited command in English speaking abilities and also the differences in age and culture. I thought they were incredibly kind. Even though I don't climb with them anymore now because some of them become professors at universities in other states and some of them become parents, they're like big brothers and big sisters to me. And I will always thank them for the great memories. That's it for today. Do you have a story about the climbing community that you want to share? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.